From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for April 23rd, 2026. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. Marimar Martinez, a teacher's aide and U.S. citizen who was shot 5 times by a Border Patrol agent, pleaded for accountability during a House hearing on Wednesday. "I've been through hell and back, and I fought for my freedom. I fought for my voice. And these agents, Charles Exum, has not even been held accountable for his actions," Martinez said during her testimony. Exum shot Martinez last October while she was driving next to a federal agent's vehicle and alerting bystanders to their presence. The Department of Homeland Security initially accused her of ramming federal agents with her vehicle and labeled her a domestic terrorist. However, a judge later released video that directly contradicted DHS's claims and showed agents swerving into Martinez's car prior to Exum shooting her. Texts published by the court also captured Exum touting the alleged support he received from DHS leaders after the shooting. Martinez, meanwhile, was indicted only to have her case dismissed by prosecutors. She noted Wednesday that she didn't even know if Exum was still working in his prior role. "It angers me. Like I said before, can I even trust my own government if there's not going to be accountability? Where's the trust?" Martinez said. In February, a Border Patrol announced that Exum had been placed on administrative leave. A DHS spokesperson did not immediately respond to a request for comment about his current status. House Democrats at the hearing also criticized Trump administration officials, including White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller and Border Czar Tom Homan, for failing to appear before the panel after they were asked to testify. Turning to other news, some House Oversight members open to pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, so says the chair of the committee. Some members of the House Oversight Committee are open to pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell in exchange for her cooperation in the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Chairman James Comer, the Republican of Kentucky, told Politico, "My committee split on that," he said, adding that he didn't support the idea. "I think it looks bad," he continued. "Honestly, other than Epstein, the worst person in this whole investigation is Maxwell." And finally, House Republicans abruptly yank a bill to gut the Endangered Species Act. House Republican leaders abruptly canceled a vote on Wednesday to drastically overhaul the Endangered Species Act after an initial procedural vote showed weak support among some GOP members. The bill would have significantly narrowed protections for endangered species, particularly those that have seen populations rebound in certain areas over the last several decades, such as the gray wolf and grizzly bear. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, the Republican from Florida, publicly opposed the bill on social media on Monday. "Don't tread on my turtles," she wrote. "Protected means protected. Hashtag Endangered Species Act." Wildlife and conservation groups rejoiced at the decision to halt the vote. "Now, we can really celebrate Earth Day. The public defeat of the Westerman bill is a direct result of sustained constituent pressure. Congress is finally listening to the majority of Americans who support the Endangered Species Act rather than centering politics and money in its policy decisions," Mary Beth Beethman, legislative director of the nonprofit Defenders of Wildlife, wrote in a statement. Representative Bruce Westerman, the Republican from Arkansas, the bill's lead sponsor, told the New York Times he hopes to garner more support for the legislation and reschedule the vote because he just doesn't give a damn about endangered species. "We just have a few provisions we've got to work through on it. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to vote on it," he told the outlet. President Richard Nixon signed the original legislation into law in 1973 with broad bipartisan support. That's the news for this hour. The PEP Radio YouTube channel has news updates posted every day between 1 p.m. and 2 a.m. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com. We're available now on fmstream.org. We're available on Radio Line, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.